This is the nightmare scenario we feared, Bears fans. Just days before the biggest game of the year against Green Bay, we have officially lost two of our most explosive offensive starters. But don't throw in the towel yet, because the injury report coming out of Wisconsin suggests the Packers might be limping into Soldier Field even worse than we are. The playoffs are on the line, the roster is thin, and everything rides on Saturday night. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, we need to have a serious heart-to-heart today because this final injury report is a roller coaster of emotions. We've got devastating blows to the receiving corps, some surprisingly good news for the defense, and a Packers team that is suddenly looking very vulnerable. We are going to break down every single name, every stat, and exactly what this means for our playoff destiny. But before we dive into this chaos, do me a massive favor, hit that like button, share this with a fellow stressed-out Bears fan, and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss a beat of this playoff push. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off immediately. We have to start with the gut punch. It is official. Rome Odunze and the rookie sensation Luther Burden III have both been ruled out for Week 16 against the Green Bay Packers. I know. Take a deep breath. We knew the receiver room was banged up, but losing two starters simultaneously? That is a nightmare. Brad Biggs of the Chicago Tribune confirmed it, noting that Rome is dealing with that lingering foot issue and Luther Burden is sidelined with the ankle injury. Neither of them practiced all week, and now they are officially watching from the sidelines on Saturday. You have to ask yourself right now, can Caleb Williams elevate this offense with half his weapons missing? It's a terrifying thought. When you look at the depth chart, it's getting scary thin. We are rolling into Green Bay week with DJ Moore as the undisputed alpha, but behind him? It's Olamide Zaccheaus, Devin DuVernay, and Walker. That is it. We might see an elevation from the practice squad. Brendan Segru mentioned Maurice Alexander as a candidate, but right now, the cupboard is looking bare. Olamide Zaccheaus has been solid. He's had an okay season, though he's battled some drops here and there. Devin DuVernay has had his flashes. Remember that clutch catch he had against the Packers earlier in the year? We need that version of him to show up. And then there's Walker, who has barely seen the field with only 8 offensive snaps. He might finally get his time to shine, but let's be real, this puts a massive amount of pressure on our tight ends. Expect to see a heavy dose of Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet this weekend, because we are going to need every ounce of production from them. Let's talk about Rome Odunze for a second. It is heartbreaking that we won't see him against Green Bay. If this is it for his regular season, what a strange year it has been. He started off on fire, didn't he? 5 touchdowns in the first 4 games. He and Caleb look like the future. That number 1 and number 9 overall pick connection from 2024 was electric. But he really cooled off down the stretch, and now we know why. Reports say he's been battling this injury for weeks, and honestly it explains so much. The drops have been uncharacteristic. He's had 90 targets but only 44 catches. That is less than a 50% catch rate. When he's healthy, he is a game changer, averaging 15 yards per catch with 6 touchdowns and over 660 yards. But you could see he wasn't himself. The explosion wasn't quite there. Honestly, I'm kind of relieved they are sitting him. I would rather have a fully healthy Rome Odunze for the playoffs than force him out there on a bad foot and risk long-term damage. If we can survive this game and beat Green Bay, we basically control our own destiny. We need Rome at 100% for that postseason run, not limping through Week 16. So rest up, Rome. We are going to need you in January. Now, the loss of Luther Burden III stings just as much. The rookie out of Missouri, our second pick in the 2025 draft, has been an absolute stud. We saw him get carted off against the Browns, and that image is still haunting me. It looked bad. Losing him for this Packers game is a massive blow because he was actually a huge factor the last time we played them. In that first matchup, he caught 4 balls for almost 70 yards and was averaging nearly 17 yards per catch. He has been one of the most reliable targets for Caleb Williams all year. He's tough, he's great after the catch, and he was really starting to heat up in this offense. On the season, he's got 36 catches, nearly 480 yards, and that flea flicker touchdown against Dallas that we will be watching on highlight reels for years. He's tough as nails, so you know if he's sitting out, he physically cannot go. Just like with Rome, I want him healthy for the playoffs. We have to get there first, obviously, but I'm feeling confident. I know the last 3 games are brutal, and I know Detroit is looming, but I truly believe we can navigate this. It just means guys like DJ Moore and the running backs, Kyle Manengai and DeAndre Swift, have to carry the load. We need to pound the rock and control the clock. Question of the day. This brings me to the big question, and I want to hear from you in the comments right now. This is the question of the day. With Rome Odunze and Luther Burden both out, who is the one X factor player on offense that must step up for the Bears to beat Green Bay? Is it Cole Kmet? Is it a big game from DeAndre Swift? Or does Tyler Scott or Walker come out of nowhere? Let me know your pick in the comments below. The good news, defensive reinforcements. Okay, let's pivot to some good news, because we desperately need it. Tremaine Edmunds, the man in the middle. Groin injuries have been the plague of this team all season, but Edmunds was a full participant in practice on Thursday and is listed as questionable. That is a great sign. His practice window opened earlier this week after he spent time on IR, and getting him back would be monumental. Remember, the Bears were 3-1 without him, but that one loss? It was to Green Bay. We missed his size and speed in the middle of the field. He is a mismatch nightmare, 6'5", 250 pounds, super athletic. Before he got hurt, he was having a career year. He had 89 tackles, 4 interceptions, which is still top 5 in the league, and 9 pass deflections. Dennis Allen has done a phenomenal job unlocking him in this defensive scheme. We need Edmunds to clog up those passing lanes and, more importantly, to stop the run. The Packers love to attack the middle of the field with those slant routes and tight end sets. Tremaine Edmunds is the eraser for that. If he plays, and I have a strong feeling he will, that completely changes the complexion of our defense on Saturday night. More good news on the offensive side. Cole Kmet says he is playing. He's been dealing with a knee injury, but he told the media straight up, "I will play this Saturday night." You have to love that mentality. Cole has quietly had a very efficient season. He's averaging a career-high 12.5 yards per catch. I know Colston Loveland has been getting a lot of the hype and touches, but Kmet is the safety blanket. He moves the chains. With the wide receiver room decimated, Cole Kmet becomes priority number 1 over the middle. He's a leader in that locker room, and having him tough it out sends a message to the rest of the team. We need him to be that reliable target for Caleb on 3rd downs. Packers injury report. The tables have turned now. Let's look at the enemy. If you think we have problems, take a look at what is happening in Green Bay. We are worried about our receivers, but the Packers are dealing with a crisis of their own. First off, Jaden Reed is back after a personal matter, so expect to see him. But the big story is who didn't practice. Josh Jacobs, their superstar running back. He is dealing with a knee injury and did not practice today. Now, earlier in the week, he gave the whole "I'll play through the pain" speech, saying he'd rather hurt than watch. But reports from the locker room say that knee is heavily wrapped, and he is clearly not 100%. He's listed as questionable, and frankly, it's not looking good. If Josh Jacobs can't go, or if he's limited, that is a massive win for the Bears defense. He torched us last time, over 90 total yards and a touchdown. He's the engine of their offense. But it gets better for us. Their safety, Evan Williams, also did not practice. He has a sprained MCL. This guy has been a rock star for them, 92 tackles, 3 picks. He got hurt on the same play Micah Parsons went down. Losing him makes their secondary very vulnerable to the run and the deep ball. And finally, Christian Watson. He's listed as questionable with a chest and shoulder injury. He practiced for the 2nd straight day, but he's banged up. We know he's a bear killer. He scored 2 touchdowns against us in Week 14. If he is limited or out, that takes away their biggest deep threat. So, here is the reality. We are limping. They are limping. It's going to be cold. It's Saturday night. It's Bears versus Packers. We are missing Rome and Luther, which hurts. But getting Tremaine Edmunds back could be the equalizer we need to shut down Jordan Love. And if Josh Jacobs is hobbled, we have a real shot to steal this game and take control of the NFC North race. I need you guys to bring the energy this weekend. We have been waiting for the tide to turn in this rivalry, and this might be the moment where grit matters more than talent. I want to know your score predictions right now. Drop them in the comments. Are we winning this by a field goal, or is it going to be a shootout? Thank you so much for tuning in. This team is fighting, and we are going to be right there with them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get ready for Saturday. Bear down!